Hey, this is David Hayter. You may know me as the screenwriter of films like X-Men, X-Men 2, and Watchmen, but you probably know me best as the voice of Solid Snake from Metal Gear Solid. And you're listening to Hawaii's #1 podcast, the Kasanova Podcast. Kept you waiting, huh?
The Kasanova Podcast, the #1 podcast in Hawaii, is brought to you by these contributors on Patreon. If you'd like to see more content like this more often, as well as more podcast reviews, impressions, early access releases, live streams, and original content, then consider becoming a patron today. All right, and welcome everyone to another episode of Hawaii's #1 podcast, the Kasanova Podcast. I'm your host, Mekel Kasanova. I'm coming at you with another phenomenal interview, and honestly, more of an organic conversation and a return of one of my friends, Vanessa, aka Gothix. And it's been a while since she's been on the show, but it's always a blast having her on. We have so many fun conversations, both on and off camera, about various things. In today's episode, we're going to be diving into a lot of things, her rebranding being one of them, the cancel culture situation that she went in and had to endure, and just so much more. There's so many topics that we're going to be touching on, and I think everyone's going to be able to gather and take something away from this episode. So if you're ready to do it, I'm ready to do it. Let's go ahead and welcome Gothix onto the show. All right, and welcome everyone to another episode of Hawaii's #1 podcast, the Kasanova Podcast. I'm your host, Mekel Kasanova, and I've got the honor and privilege of having the one, the only, the phenomenal Gothix back. She has returned on the #1 podcast in Hawaii. Gothix, how you doing today? How you living?
I'm doing good, living my best quarantine life. What more could I ask for at this very moment? But thank you for having me back. Super excited to be here. Nothing crazy to report. How are you doing with your quarantine life, though?
Man, people are going absolute batshit insane here in Hawaii. It's absolutely crazy. Like, we got people. I know we were chopping it up a little bit before we went live, but we got people out here where it went from literally 3 to 4 cases on Sunday to we're over 150 as of today. It's, people won't stay home. They keep going out partying. They keep, getting into fights. Domestic violence has risen. Alcohol purchases have gone up. And I'm like, yo, it's only been 3 days here in Hawaii. We've had the quarantine.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all doing the most.
Can you imagine if the internet went down, what pandemonium that would cause?
Oh, yeah.
Don't even want to think about it.
Oh man. So go ahead and tell people where they can find you. Go ahead and promote your stuff.
All right. Hell, hi. You can find me at twitch.tv/Gothix and Gothix TV on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I'm like, what else do I have?
It gets to that point though, like when we're constantly on all these social media platforms. I don't think a lot of people realize, because I was on a podcast yesterday with my boy Andrew Alliance is in the chat, and we were talking about being on all these different platforms. It can be draining. I don't think people realize how much work goes on into the behind the scenes of content creation. Y'all see us go live, but you don't see us with the green screen, setting up the mics, setting up, the interfaces, making sure our transitions on OBS or XSplit are going right. It's a lot of work, and we got to market.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
Yep. I'm actually taking kind of like a break right now from posting on social media because like last year it was like I was glued to my phone and just like always posting, always looking at analytics. And now I'm just kind of like, I just want to not talk to anyone for a little bit. Is that okay? So I haven't really seen much of anything going on social media in a while. So it's not a bad thing either.
No, it's not. And it feels like every time you go on social media, like since this, I'm gonna say it, fuck you, YouTube. I don't care if you demonetize me. I'm gonna say it. Since you go, anytime you go on social media, I know people talking about the pandemic of the coronavirus or COVID-19. I get it. And it's good that we're bringing awareness to it. People wash your goddamn hands, stop being filthy. But it's seeing how people are losing it. Like here in Hawaii, like people are just absolutely going bad shit. Like, and we've only had a quarantine for 3 days. I'm like, why? Like, why? Like, how is it so hard to stay home to avoid the spread? Because we just had 2 fatalities, and it's from the older people again, and it's almost like a lot of the younger folks don't understand that they need to just stay home, wash your hands, 20 seconds, people, lather them some bitches up, get between the nails, come on now, in between the hands.
They don't care. No. That's why like my idea was like to try to get like influencers that are popular on like the platforms that kids are on. Like, because I'm sure you saw the video of like the spring breakers that were like, if I get coronavirus, I'm here to party. Did you see that video? Yeah. So I'm like, okay, find out who this asshole follows, and then we can see like whoever he follows, maybe they can make a video because like he's like, I feel like some people need to be handheld a little bit. But the good thing about it though, it kind of like weeds out the people that wouldn't be a part of like your zombie apocalypse team, which is like anybody that bought 20 packages of toilet paper. I do not want you on my apocalypse team at all.
Did you see the picture going around of the lady that had like a whole cart full of milk?
Yes. What's wrong with you?
Why?
What's wrong with you?
You can't even drink a whole carton technically within a week. Come on. And you can't. Can you freeze milk?
Supposedly you can. That's the response that I saw. But I'm like, get plant-based milk that you can keep out of the fridge. Get powdered milk. You know what I mean? Like if that was really a necessity. Yeah.
And maybe you know this, but do you know why people are buying up the toilet paper? I haven't figured that out.
Because from the data that I've seen, I can see that these people that purchase insane amounts of toilet paper have never been privileged to experience a shower or soap, is what I'm guessing. Because listen, if I had to choose between food or wiping my ass, I would choose food because I can get my ass in the shower. It's not that big of a deal. It's not like, you know what I mean? Like if it was reusable, you know what I mean? Like reusable something. That's why you get regular plates instead of paper plates. Saves money, better for the environment, not fucking toilet paper. I'm sorry, I digress.
No, hey, we don't filter on this show. We can go all out with it. No, you're right though, because I keep seeing it, and I'm like, okay, so Lehua and I, we went to go get some toilet paper before the quarantine hit Hawaii. So the quarantine hit Hawaii Monday at 4:30, complete, stores, everything done. So we went on, I want to say Saturday, to get some toilet paper, and folks were fighting over like trying to get 2 rolls. You had one person like, yo, I can sell you a 4-pack for like $60. I'm like,
bro, what about that guy that he drove like over 1,000 miles to different dollar stores to buy up hand sanitizer, toilet paper, stuff like that, and then he tried to sell it on Amazon for an upcharge? Yeah. Every day I'm hustling.
Oh my god! Like I don't get it. Like I don't get the mentality of people thinking that, hey, I'm gonna, like, I understand, like, say for instance a new game comes out, or a new a new console comes out, or a new phone comes out. Okay, granted, we're gonna have scalpers. We're doing a pandemic.
Right, that's fucked.
We trying to hustle folks during and
that's fucked. Like, even like because we were talking about this before we started the stream, but like I feel like I just don't know what to say or do as a content creator right now, because I don't think that anything is really appropriate. Like there's no specific way to feel or whatever. And like I've even reached out to some of my sponsors, like, and I asked them, like, do you want me to continue our agreement? Do you want to put it on hold? Because I feel like I like nobody's really thinking about these products I'm promoting. And so far I haven't gotten any like feedback to stop what I'm doing, so I'm gonna keep doing it. But like that's always been on my mind too. Just like I don't even feel comfortable saying that I'm sponsored by a company during this time, let alone trying to sell toilet paper for $60 a pop. Like that's fucked.
Hey, yeah, just all you gotta do is just flip them that 4-pack of toilet paper, $60 a pop. Like, come on, you need to wipe your ass. Come here, I got what you need. I got the good over here. Come on.
two-ply, quilted, scratch and sniff.
But for real though, like even for me with some of my sponsors, I'm like, I'm in the same boat as you. I'm like, should I even say I'm sponsored? Like,
yeah.
It's I get it. As us being content creators, we're effectively, for the audience, like we're effectively businesses. We're entrepreneurs. So we do have to do certain things for the sake of business, but like on a certain level, we're kind of like, should we be doing this right now?
Right.
Man, I don't know. Speaking of which, I see, are those the gamer advantages that you're wearing?
Yes, they are right here. You see this nice little gamer advantage, and I can be like, "Pow!" See that? Look, I'll just do the rest of the interview like this. What you want? What you?
Whoa!
These are awesome. I love these.
So those are they got the magnetic clip-ons and what?
Yeah, they got magnetic clip-ons, and these are like polarized clip-ons. So last summer I went to a food truck and I had these on, and I'm just like, where's the menu? And my boyfriend's standing right next to me. He's like, it's right there. I'm like, where's the menu? Like, I just can't see the menu. And I take them off, and like, it was like one of those video screen menus. It was completely like pitch black when I had these on, but you couldn't tell. Like, I was like, oh my God, there's a menu there. So I freaking love these. This is so cool.
It seems like Gamer Advantage is like coming through. They're changing the scene, because I feel like for the longest we just had Gunner as the primary gaming glasses and blue light blocking. But like I've been seeing, you're sponsored by them, and I've been hearing nothing but great stuff about them. And it's like, tell us how important, like, for you, like working with that brand is, and like blue light blocking technology is. I think for a lot of us, we need to be doing that. We're sitting in front of screens all the time.
Yeah, like for me, it's a big change. Well, like, let me just start by saying, like, I've been wearing glasses since the 3rd grade. So like this is all I know is just wearing glasses or contacts. And when I stream, I was last year pretty much every day just wearing colored contacts just because I want to look freaky on Twitch. And I haven't worn contacts in like almost like 8 months. I've just been using these because like back then my eyes would dry out. I would get headaches. Like I just had trouble like focusing at the screen a lot of times. And also like my eyes would dry out like crazy. So with these, I don't have that problem. And it's funny that you mentioned Gunner, because I remember back in the day I wanted to try them, but the thing that turned me off from them was the fact that they were yellow tinted. And I'm like, that just looks so weird to me. I don't get that. So, but these are like, there's like no tint. It just looks like regular glasses, which is why I love them so much. But I think that for people that sit in front of the computer, you got to take care of your eyes. Like, especially content creators, you kind of need your eyes. At least I think you do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Take care of your eyes.
Yeah, it's I remember when I was working in IT, I would see people, they're like huddled to the screen,
Yeah.
programming and coding and stuff. And I'm like, yo, can you put some like blue light blocking glasses? They're like, it gets between me and the screen. I'm like, you're gonna need your glasses. I mean, your eyes at some point in your life. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
I don't want to offend you, but you might need your eyes like sometime down the road. Because I know one of my boss, he used to sit like that close to the screen, and he would always complain about headaches, and he'd feel dizzy, and driving would be, driving home, because for him from the hospital to where he lived was like an hour and a half drive, and so he would say like he get blurry vision while he's driving, or distance issues. I'm like, well, put some fucking glasses on, man.
Yeah. Why do you think I got this big ass TV here? This is plugged into my computer, so when I'm doing like standing up streaming, I can see, because I can't see shit.
So it's been what, over half a year? Not, has it been 6 to 9 months since you were last on?
I would say like maybe 8 months, 7 months, something like that.
It's been a while. Catch us up to speed. What's been going on? You've rebranded?
I have
back?
So I'm back. I took a few months off after the time that I spoke with you. Like, I was planning on just like taking a week off in December just for the holidays. And then I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna take some more time off to kind of just like redo everything on my stream, because I was just kind of tired. I had like this very stale feeling, and I was like, I couldn't shake it. So I think that was just me saying that I needed to start something new. So yeah, I did that. I came back with a new brand. I'm kind of like I'm in between cyberpunk aesthetic and something else. And I think I've just come to the conclusion that I am a very I'm a hot mess. Like, my channel, there's no cohesiveness, nothing makes sense, but that's like my personality, and I think I'm just gonna embrace it at this point. You know what I mean? Like, I'll have, here I have a freaking talking robot over here, so it's like, oh, she's on a spaceship, and then over here I still got bats flying around and smoke, and it's like, okay, you're like, what is it? So whatever. It's like Tim Burton and Gothix and The Matrix had a baby, and then that's what my stream is now. I'm okay with that.
Go ahead.
No. I mean, other than that, I haven't really been doing much. I'm trying to just take it a little bit like day by day and just work on something new, even if it's like behind the scenes stuff. So I haven't been streaming as much, and that's because like I'm trying to get myself back to a level where I feel inspired to create something. Because if I keep doing the same thing over and over again, I get bored. I don't want to keep recycling the same shit. And so that's what I've been doing.
Because you see it so much when it comes to content creators and streamers. After a while, it just seems like they regurgitate the same stuff over and over and over. Maybe a slight tweak here and there, but I feel like you and I, we have, for the audience who doesn't know, Gothix and I have a very similar personality. So when we get tired of something, we're like, okay, we need to just change it up fully. Let's come at it fully fresh with something different. And we're not scripted. And I not to say that other creators are scripted, but you ever get that feeling like you can tell the people who are just authentic and raw, and the others who are reserved, and this is my streamer gaming face.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh yeah, no. And I appreciate that, which means you are a man of good taste and class if you have a similar personality to mine, if I do say so myself. But no, like, seriously, like, I am just like, if I'm not inspired by something, if something just isn't vibing with me, I'm the same way as I am with my craft, as I am with people. Like, if me and you aren't meshing, I don't want to associate with you. If this thing that I'm creating isn't working out, I don't want to, like, I've started lots of projects on Twitch, and then I'll do it for like a few days, and then I'll switch it up. And nobody even asked me like, hey, what happened to this thing that you're working on? I just got bored. It didn't work out. It was fine.
And people think that, because we're content creators and we're doing this full time, that we have like this unlimited amount of time throughout the day. But I don't think people realize how much you know, time. Like if we're working, like say you're working on a project, right? That project can take up an entire day or an entire week or an entire month, and you'll look up and you're like, oh shit, where'd the time go?
Yep.
And it's like like I've had people ask me like, oh, how come you don't, because before I used to stream and take down the stream and re-upload it onto YouTube, you know, so people can rewatch it again. And I was doing that for a while, and then I'm like, yo, this is more work than I need it to be. I'd rather, if you're gonna watch it, just catch the VOD, you know, just catch me in the moment. I don't want to have to like pre-package and pre-plan everything out. So
yeah. That's understandable. And yeah, it is a lot of work. Sometimes I find myself here for like hours. So like I'm getting better at having like a personal day-to-day schedule where it's literally like, okay, 7 a.m., wake up, wash your ass, eat food, take care of yourself, and then make sure you're taken care of before you go into the computer room. Because once I go into the computer room, forget it. I'll be lost here for hours. So I'm working on it, not perfect, but yeah, it's easy to get lost in your craft.
And speaking of the craft, so with the rebranding and everything, you've been not only streaming and doing new things, but you've also, let's talk about you're a podcaster now. You got Subtweet This. This show is fucking amazing. If y'all haven't heard it, Prime Directive right now. Go fucking listen to it right now.
Oh, right there. Best review ever. I appreciate that. Yeah, we started a podcast. I think we're in a like third episode in, and pretty much we go on Twitter and we find stories that people are pissed off and outraged about, and we talk about it. And for those that don't know, the reason that I named it Subtweet This is I was a part of an online cancel culture mob last year, and it really fucked with my head a little bit, but I was very interested in like the psyche that went into somebody that wanted to lynch someone over the internet. Like that's very interesting how, you know, it's just interesting to me. So I was like, we obviously have lost touch with being able to have a conversation. So let's turn this bullshit drama into actual content. And that's what we've been doing so far. Except now everything online is about the coronavirus. So all the episodes of Subtweet This from now until God knows when is going to be about the coronavirus.
But you know, regardless though, people, y'all need to go and listen to it and watch it on all the platforms. I'll link it. It should be in the description of this. If you're watching this on YouTube or if you're watching it on Twitch, because we're simultaneously streaming since I figured out I can do this.
Ooh.
But yes, the links are for Subtweet This is down in the description below, and it's a fucking phenomenal show. The dynamics between you and your two other hosts are it's so organic and natural and real. Like I fucking love it. Like how did that come about? Like how did that cohesion between the three of you come about?
Yeah, I mean, well, so one of the co-hosts is my boyfriend, and we live together, and we've always had like these very in-depth conversations offline. And one of my favorite things to do is play the game of like what if with him, or just make up scenarios with him to see what his take would be. And as far as like Mr. Seven, our other co-host, he started off as a supporter on my channel, and after hanging out with him and my boyfriend at TwitchCon, we really got to bond a lot, and we were like, wow, you know what? I fucks with you. You got a pretty good personality. You seem pretty level-headed. You seem like you're able to hold a conversation. Let's try this out. And so, yeah, originally it was just going to be me doing the podcast, but then I was like, you know what? I feel like my voice would have a lot more power to it if I had other people with me. Because it's like easy to disagree with somebody for something they say if it's just like one person. But if it's like three people with three differing perspectives, I feel like it holds a lot more weight.
It definitely does. And you guys, like the vibe. Okay, I'm not blowing smoke up your ass, but I'm just telling the audience, like, y'all need to go. Like, there's 3 episodes out as of this podcast right now. And it's just the flow, the cadence, like everything, the topics, energy, the dynamics. Like I fucking love it. Like I'm like, man, I got to the end of that episode 3 and I'm like, yo, I need another hit. Give me with the next episode. Oh yeah.
The hell? Got any of them updates? What you got? You got no feedback, because I know the audio, like I'm still struggling with the audio. You got no feedback, nothing was like,
Really?
yo, this sucks.
No.
Maybe I'm just like, I don't know, maybe I have imposter syndrome or something.
No, like the audio levels I found were good. Like you guys are all balanced out well. You know, from start to finish, from your intro to the conversation, the dialogue, the outro, everything I would say is good. Like I can't really, and not because we're friends. I'm not saying that just because we're friends, but I'm saying it like it's just straight through. It's a solid show.
Thanks, dude.
Because like, okay, so again, and I talked about this yesterday when I was on Andrew Alliance's show. Shout out to Andrew in the chat. I was talking to him about how like we got people that are coming out wanting to do podcasts because like that's kind of like the next wave. You know, that's the new vibe that everyone's on.
Yeah.
And it's cool with folks doing that, but a lot of people are just doing it because it's a trending thing. A lot of people, a lot of people don't understand what goes into a podcast. It's different than streaming. It's different than doing a 10-minute YouTube video. It's about that dynamic with the host and the content that they're talking about, or the hosts and their dynamics with one another. And you guys perfectly have that. Like it's that fucking good, which I'm telling y'all, Prime Directive.
Thank you.
Prime Directive. Y'all motherfuckers in the chat, go watch it.
Thank you. I'm gonna show this VOD to both of them. They're gonna be like, hell yeah, let's do it. We're recording another episode tonight, so this will get us pumped. This is like our get ready music.
Do it. Like I was my homeboy Chris Van Vliet. He's up in Florida. He does like all the celebrity interviews and the wrestler interviews. I was talking to him because we're supposed to record soon, and he's like, man, I need some new podcasts to check out. I was like, yo, Chris, check this out. I sent yours to him, and he's like, I like this.
Nice.
So no, it's straight fire.
Thank you.
It's like I've seen some folks. Okay, so this is why I'm gonna start throwing some shade.
Look at the grin.
I'm gonna start throwing some shade because there's some folks that there's some folks I know that have started doing podcasts, and top to bottom, if you looked at my show and you look at their show, it is the exact same thing. Topics, layout, thumbnail. I'm over here like, my guy, get your own voice, get your own swagger. Because me, like, yeah, I got questions. Like, I got questions lined up here. I was gonna ask you. I was like, that's cool. Fuck that. Let's talk.
Yeah. Yep. See, now you experience it now because like you went full time into this content creation stuff, so you get it.
Yeah.
Like that's not like I haven't experienced that yet with podcasts, but like it's been happening like that for me for streaming for like at least a good year. And every time I encounter one of them, it's just like, what? Like, I don't understand. Like, especially when you find out that some of these people, as flattering as it is, they watch my tutorials, they're in my channel, like they consume all the educational content that I have. Yeah. And then they go around and they're just like, okay, take this concept, change it to a different color, boom, new brand. And I'm like, really? So I totally get that. Yo, Ashley Christ, how you doing? I see you. Sorry, I got excited. So like, yeah, I don't understand why it's so difficult to come up with like original content. And like with the podcast, it's so easy for me because I'm just a naturally outspoken person. And as I get older, I want to voice my opinions more. I want to be a lot more just like raw with the ideas that I have. And I needed a place to channel it because apparently I can't channel it vocally on Twitter without some dumbass commenting. So I have to do it on YouTube.
And that's the thing too, is like Okay, so okay. So this is a part of my streams where they're called, my audience calls it the campfire, because I basically get a spitfire going. I turn up the heat and I roast the son of a bitch on there, because I've got folks who I've helped, right?
Mm-hmm.
And have basically taken what I've done, like anything, like be it how to, get review codes, how to work with companies, how to, reach out to different people, celebrities or whoever, and get them on my show, whatever. And like, they take what I give them, and then instead of, you know, turning it into their own thing, they basically take what I do and just carbon copy. Like one guy, like I said, top to bottom, it's basically my show. Everyone who has looked at his and looked at mine is like, yo, that's a straight carbon copy. To the length of the episodes, the guests he's been interviewing, it's like the direction. And then I've talked to the guy, like I even had a straight talk with the guy. I was like, yo, why is your show so similar to mine? And he's like, well, I'm inspired by you. I'm like, dude, my guy, you can be inspired. Not inspired. Inspired. You can be inspired. I'm cool with working with you to make your show look good, but do not, like, most of the people in chat have seen it too. Like, do not copy me top to bottom. Like, come out with your own style, because there's a difference. And I was telling Andrew about this. Yesterday when I was on his show. Like, for him and I, and I'm gonna throw you in here as well, Thrashny in here as well. For us, this is a passion.
Mm-hmm.
We do this because we love it. Yeah, we get paid too, but we do it because we love it. And this guy who's straight copying me is his whole reason. Like, he even straight told me, he's like, the main reason I'm doing this, I see, you got David Hayter on from Metal Gear. You got, I got Kiefer Sutherland coming up. You got Batista coming up. You got Stone Cold. You got all these people coming up. I want to be able to do that because I want to turn a profit. I'm like, I'm not doing it for the profit.
Yeah. Ouch. Ouch. Yeah. At least I applaud you to have an actual conversation with the person, because like every person that's done it to me, I've never actually confronted them about it. I've had other people come to me and say like, hey, have you seen so-and-so's content? Like, it looks very familiar on like multiple occasions. And I'm just like, I see it, I acknowledge it, but I kind of just let them figure it out on their own, because I'm not their parent. I'm not getting paid extra to worry about what other people are doing. And it's like, if you're waiting for me to create something in order for you to develop your own brand, then I'm always going to be one step ahead of you anyway. So like, I'm not going to get upset about it, but I always have it in the back of my mind, if I ever want to collaborate with somebody or have somebody on my show or whatever, like I always have that in my head, like this person probably doesn't really value me as a person because they're so easy to leech off of me. So yeah, it is what it is. It sucks, but they got to figure it out eventually.
Yeah, and this it's like the funny thing is, like, the person, I should say people, because I've encountered this with at least let's just round it up to about 25 different motherfuckers I've experienced this with throughout my time as a content creator and podcaster. And it's like, this one guy wants me. Yeah, I had to count. I was like counting as quickly as I could, and I'm like, I can come up with 25 off the top of my head. So it's funny because it's like the one guy, he's been asking me like, oh, can you give me this contact for like how did you get, because okay, the guy who's from Living Single, Kyle Barker. He also voiced Kratos from God of War. So I'm doing in a couple of hours, I'm doing an interview with him.
Ooh.
And like the dude's over here like, yo man, can you give me that contact? Can you shoot me this? I'm like, dude, we're not even cool like that. I'm cool with you, but I ain't cool with you like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've had other podcasters. I'm not sure if you've experienced this so far as a podcaster, or Ashley or Andrew, if you guys have experienced this either. But I've got podcasters, and again, the shade is about to be thrown. I I have had podcasters on my show. Not Andrew and Ashley, not you. You guys are exempt from this roast. I've had some podcasters on my show that the reason that they've come on the show is because they're like, oh, you've got this guest on, you got this name on, you got this, so I need to be on your show so I can get some of that clout. All that for a drop of clout.
Mm-hmm.
I've had folks come on, I had one podcast is like, yo, can you put this person on your show, man? I'm like, who are they? They're like, well, they're an actress. I'm like, okay, so what do they act in? Oh, they're up and coming. I'm like, okay, what did they act in? Oh, they were extra in 50 Shades of Grey.
Extra where? In that movie?
I'm like, were they behind the camera? Extra?
Hello? The nerve of some people.
Like, I was like, I'll do it this one time as a favor to you. I'll do it. So I had him on, and I was talking to this chick, and I was like, okay, so talk about yourself. I act. Okay, and I'm like, give me more. Come on, I'm fiending. Give me more. Come on now.
Oh no! You did the whole interview, the whole thing. No,
the whole thing. Mm-hmm. Oh, and don't even get me started on voice actors. I'm okay.
You don't listen. This is your show. You don't need to give no damn disclaimers. You want to be shade? Do shade. This is your show. Go.
Okay, so let's talk about voice actors, and this is gonna segue into us talking about cancel culture, because I have been dealing with some bullshit for the last 7 months because of voice actors in video games and in anime, because I interviewed Vic Mignogna, and all of a sudden, because I interviewed him, I'm over here getting I've been doxxed twice by voice actors from certain popular video games from Nintendo.
Oh, he pulled it out. Oh, he pulled out the box.
Because so for those who don't know, Vic Mignogna was the voice of Broly from Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super. He got caught up in some controversy, a Me Too situation. Nothing was proven. My name is Bennett. I ain't in it. I met the guy. I became friends with the guy when I went to Hawaii Con, because I got invited last year to go and interview him. So I did that last year. He was cool. I talk to him every other day. The dude's nothing but positive. I've never seen him once attack anyone or throw shade at anybody. Not once. Not once.
Mm-hmm.
But because I interviewed him. And then this is where I got to throw shade, not only at voice actors, but at the cancel culture on both the Kick Vic and I Stand With Vic side.
Mm-hmm.
So for those of you who don't know, they got people that support him and people that want him kicked. And a lot of the shithead voice actors at Funimation, y'all can suck my dick in the left nut sack.
Oh!
Y'all got me twisted. Because all I did was interview the guy. That is all I did. And I got doxxed by a voice actor from The Legend of Zelda, the most recent one.
Wow.
I got doxxed by him, and I got dragged into a whole bunch of cancel culture, people trying to cancel me left and right. I was supposed to interview what's the guy, the one of the He was Nero in Devil May Cry 4 and 5. He was Vash the Stampede. He used to be he was the second Black Power Ranger. Johnny Youngbot. I was supposed to interview him. I was supposed to interview the guy who voices Vegeta, the guy who voices Goku, the guy who voices Spike from Cowboy Bebop. I got canceled from all that because of this situation. I got called, no, Spirit Shock, I ain't leaving that fucking furry alone. Just just people just coming at me, and I'm like, this is my job.
Right.
This is what I do.
Right.
And I'm getting canceled by all these people because you're siding with a pedo and a rapist and all this other stuff. I'm like, yo, I got nothing to do with none of that. Y'all got accusations, and here's my thing. I don't believe men or women. I believe facts and evidence. Let me see what's going on. I don't want to see like, 10 years ago, a tweet went out. I don't care about that shit.
Right.
But it's like these groups want to cancel you no matter what. I've had events I was supposed to go to.
Mm-hmm.
Straight up, like, nope, you're not having nothing to do. You support Vic. I'm like, I don't stand with Vic. I'm not kick Vic. I got nothing to do with it. I'm an interviewer with a fucking microphone who interviews people.
Right.
This is what I do. I don't care if they're a voice actor, an actor, a content creator. They could be Joe Schmo off the street. It could be my fucking VR headset. Hey, headset, how you doing? You fucking rock. How you doing? I like you. But, it's just one of those things.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and people just straight, keep dragging me into stuff. Like at the beginning of the year, I'm thinking like, okay, all this shit waved over. I got dragged into another controversy because this voice actress who, she's an ally to everybody, and she's all about peace and harmony and respect and helping one another, but she's one of the most vile pieces of shit out there. Yeah, Amanda Winley, fuck you. Ooh! Anyway, I'm just saying. But it's like one of those situations where, like, I got dragged into a situation with her, and then I got all these other YouTubers that are making all these videos, all for a drop of clout.
Mm-hmm.
A drop of clout, making videos about me and my interactions with her, and did not even contact me saying, oh, Mekel, we're here for you. Mekel, we got your back. If you ever need to reach out to someone. And I'm over here looking at my phone like, motherfucker, you didn't even contact me.
Mm-hmm. That's usually how it works. I wouldn't even label that as canceling at that point. That's just being malicious, because like every now and then when I get somebody that like, and it's very often where somebody tries to go above and beyond to make your life hell, to take away any form of income that you have, to like fuck with your livelihood. Like I'm not down with that shit. So every now and then I'll entertain them. Like, why are you doing this? Like, why? Like, what? I don't understand. What is the end game? Oh, I got to hold you accountable for this because of X, Y, and Z. Okay. Well, consider me accountable. Now, what else? What else would you like to do? Because, like, what's the end game? Stupid. Your life doesn't stop because you don't like somebody online, especially you being like an interviewer. Like, that doesn't mean anything. You're literally, that's your job. Yeah. It's stupid. That sucks, dude. But like I can totally relate to that, because like I called some idiot streamer out like a month ago or something for some shit that he did a few months ago. And it was like he was streaming with my photo, and he was like photoshopping it. I think I showed you, but like he photoshopped like a Donald Trump hat on me. And so like he never confronted me, he never slid in my DMs, he never wanted to talk shit out, but he had the balls to like publicize this for the world to see, because he needed the content. You need the content. There is no other explanation for that. So now that the drama's gone, your content needs more substance. That's what it is. Like I mean, I don't know. I don't even know what you can do in that situation. I think we got to get comfortable and just deal with the fact that people are always just going to find something to be upset about.
And that's the thing, like, I don't understand is how these people are so comfortable sitting behind a greasy ass keyboard that they never wipe down with some sanitizer. Y'all monkey fuckers need to wash your goddamn hands. Like, I'm just saying, like, these people have just, like, just the level of comfort to say something online that they would never say to your face. And I'm sorry. God help me.
Oh, here he goes.
I come from the era where you don't start shit that won't be shit. Don't say something that you wouldn't say to my face, because I will catch these hands. And I'll say this: anyone fucks with my homegirl Gothix here, I don't care where you are. I got frequent flyer mouths, motherfucker. I will. I'm just saying, hands got to be caught. Your face looks like it might catch it. Just saying, you can keyboard warrior all day. That's cool. I do that shit too when I content create. But freaking fly mouse. You know what? Hey, United Airlines, give me. I don't care if we doing the quarantine over here. Let me Shang Tsung that bitch and step through a teleportation device, man. I will wreck somebody who fucks with you, who fucks with any of my crew. I'm just saying, and I'm old head. This is how we do. I
love that. That was the best. That was the best. I'm gonna export that out. Next time someone starts shit with me, I'm just gonna link them that clip and be like, he'll deal with you.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like,
see yourself out.
I'm gonna be like, where you at? And trust and believe, people. I used to work in IT, so if you think you can hide, I can fucking find your IP address.
Oh,
y'all ain't ready. I'm just saying. Anyway, how you doing, Gothix?
I'm good. I'm enjoying the time here. It got nice and toasty with all the roasting going on.
But yeah, like so with the whole situation you went through with the cancel culture, and that shit got crazy, because I know you and I when it was going on, me and you were talking about it, and I know I saw a lot of it, and people were dogpiling on, and that's the thing. Other part I don't understand is when you get people who aren't even involved that will just hop in.
Yeah, that's my favorite. Like, Karen, I don't know who the fuck you are. Like, what do you want? Like, well, I'm defending my friend. That's nice. I don't know who you are. Could you like explain that to me? It's so stupid. People want to be involved in things that they have no business being involved in. And that, like, to be honest, I feel a little bit sad for you. Like, if you have nothing else going on that you have to like interject yourself into other people's drama, go knit something. Go paint, do something.
It's like, I need to feel important, so I'm gonna hop in and talk something. Like, I'm over here like, whose mans is this?
Yeah.
Who are you?
Collect your mans. Collect them.
I pull a old what The Rock used to do in the day. He's like, who in the blue hell are you?
Exactly.
I've had that happen. Like, when I've had situations where like I've had beef with other YouTubers because, like I told you, like that time when my my wife got death and rape threats because I said Smash Brothers isn't a fighting game, and I got that attack from the bigger YouTuber. She's getting threats, my family's getting threats, and I'm over here like getting threats from people that aren't even involved. They're just fans of this YouTuber. I'm like, who are you?
Exactly.
Like, oh well, we know where you live. Hey, come, I'll be ready. Be ready. Y'all come on, let's do this.
It's all talk. It's all talk. And like sometimes I'll get the opposite. Well, I'll get people slide in my DMs to tell me about drama they have with somebody else, and I'm like, okay, what would you like me to do about it? Like, I don't figure it out. Like,
it's crazy.
Yeah.
It really is. But are you good? Like, on a scale of 1 to 10, and I'm not trying to bring up shit. I'm just saying, on a scale of 1 to 10, or okay, correction. Fuck that scale. On a scale of 1 to, holy shit, how bad was it when you were going through it?
It was holy shit times a million. And I think that because it's like, I don't know if it's just like people think that like things on the internet, it's not reality. So it's like, oh, I should have just like, you know, moved on from that situation. To be honest, like it really fucked with my head, like it for months, like, and I'm very vocal about it. Like I'm always talking about how I'm feeling on Twitter. Like some days is good, some days is bad. So like, if I like, let's go back to your original scale on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being I'm like ready to get back into the groove. I
got the scale right here.
Right. Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay. I'm in between like a 7 and an 8. I keep teetering 7 and 8. And I don't know what it is. But like I'm definitely getting better to where I can like talk about things that happened, to where I can call people out who had done shit to me that was wrong. And like I said, I was feeling a certain type of way a few weeks ago, and I was just thinking about how it was actually during Black History Month on Twitch, and they put a lot of they gave the front page feature to a lot of the people that were harassing me during that ordeal. And like that just didn't sit well with me. Like I'm like, how the fuck do these people get this type of recognition, knowing damn well that themselves and their peers were like dragging me through the mud to like the brink of like mental exhaustion? Like how does that happen? So I saw one of them who was on the list, and I was like, I happen to have a clip about this person talking shit about me while he was live. So I posted that. And the thing that is so like crazy to me, it was like how quickly people came out to justify why he was harassing me and humiliating me publicly. And then how quick people were to say, you should have left that in 2019. That was months ago. 2019 was literally like 2 months ago from the time that I posted it. Exactly. So what you're telling me is if you've gone through some type of trauma, you have a time limit, okay? No more than 2 months, boo-boo. You got to figure out your life. That's crazy. That is crazy to me. And these will be the same motherfuckers, right? To go and pull up a tweet from 10 years ago because they don't like somebody. But you'll be the first to say, I should have left that drama back in 2019. Suck my ass. Like, for real.
It's man. Okay, you keep going, because I got some things to say about that, but you keep going.
I mean, I don't got nothing else to say. Like the one, like with the, let me just dabble into this for a second, because I mentioned with the coronavirus going on, right? I have a little bit anxiety about it. Like I'm just like on edge. I'm like, we're all gonna die. Like I'm just on edge. So in the midst of all this, when I'm getting these hater comments, like I had one the other day. So a documentary of myself came out the other day. It's like a 10-minute long short, and
watch it if y'all haven't seen it.
It's you might cry. But of course, there's always that one person. So one person leaves a comment. This person is not someone to look up to. She just got rid of her entire stream team and she's backstabbing everyone. I'm like, I don't even know who the fuck you are. Like, we have a pandemic happening. If you had issues with me, you should have told me about 3 weeks ago. You're 3 weeks too late. I don't give a fuck. Goodbye.
Oh my God.
So like, I will say that that's a blessing in disguise, where now with the stress of the world right now, I'm just like letting things slide off my back, because I got no time for it. I don't got no time. I got to build my emergency bunker. I don't got time to sit on YouTube and talk to you, stupid.
I mean, it's legit about to become like Borderlands out here pretty soon.
Oh, and I'm ready. And I'm coming. I'm coming for the people on Twitter. Okay, you should have been nice to me. Crazy, and you need my help? No, honey, I can't help you. I'm sorry.
You know, and that leads into like a whole nother topic of the fact of like how. See.
Oh. Look at it. Look at the face. Look at the face.
You know, I'm trying to be nice. I'm not. Look, I want all the smoke. I want all of it. But I gotta say this, man. And the thing that gets me is when these people do this kind of dumb shit, they don't seem to understand the ramifications of what it does to the mental, like our mental health, like our psyche, like the stress of being harassed and being constantly bombarded, no matter where we are. Like you can't get away from it. Like I know it's like you posted, like I had it when I was getting doxxed by the voice actors that you would look up to. You would think because they present themselves as jolly,
Right.
jolly type of people.
Yeah.
Some of the most vile pieces of shit.
Mm-hmm.
I've lost so much respect for voice actors, and not only that, but a lot of YouTubers that just, you know, that went through the whole harassment part. And it's like, I look at it and I'm like, man, you guys really don't and they'll send their attack dogs at you. I was bombarded on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Like, it's one of the reasons I got off Twitch. It's one of the reasons why I took time off on YouTube, just because I couldn't post a video without people coming at me. I couldn't do anything without. It's like it isolates you.
Yeah. Yeah, it does a number to your mental health, but people don't care. And the thing is, it's like before I got online, I never ran into that problem where I was always, you know, beefing with other people. Like, let me just I guess talk about like me specifically, because you got beef. Well, people have beef with you. Voice actors have beef with you.
Hey,
and
they don't want none of the smoke.
And a specific majority of Black content creators have issues with me, and I say specific because like it's like the crazy half, like those ones, and like I forgot what I was gonna say.
You good.
I had a brain fart. I'm like, shit, what was I gonna say? But like it's all right, your turn, you go.
Okay. See what had happened was go
on another one of your rants. Just start a rant. Just go.
Okay. So I've had this situation too where I've had some issues with some people, not all.
I have to say some
because you got to put it in context, because you know people tend to like to take shit out of context. I've had problems with a lot on Black Twitter. And I've had a situation where I interviewed one supposedly prominent Black content creator who touted himself as the most winningest and most elite esports team, and I'm name dropping without name dropping. He did that, and when I did my interview with him, he gave me a script of how to introduce him, what questions to ask, and I went along with it. And the only reason that he even came on my show is because I interviewed Kathy from Capcom, who is a good friend of mine. She's very high up in Capcom, and he hopped on it because he needed that drop of clout. So after I did the interview with him, it seemed good. I grew up interview on YouTube. I had the intro, all the custom layout, you know, all the stuff that I do. This guy told me he made fun of the layout and everything I did for the show. He didn't like, you know, the intro. He didn't like the outro. He didn't like the editing. And I'm like, well, motherfucker, you got cars and shit going on in the background. Like, get off the fucking headset and get yourself an XLR.
Right.
A dynamic mic, and get the Go XLR. That's like my little plug right there. Y'all need to go get that Go XLR. Anyway, so he you know, he didn't like that. And so then he comes to me later on and asks me if I can spot him $500.
What? Excuse me?
I was like, hold up. You present yourself as an entrepreneur. You got this most winning esports team. You doing all this stuff and got businesses, and you asking me for $500? He said, yeah, I'll pay you back.
Nah. See, I'm answering for you. I don't know what you said, but I'm gonna tell you nah.
He ain't the only one. I've had a lot of and the thing is, not all, not all,
Uh-huh.
not all. Certain folks in Black
Uh-huh.
Twitter, I've had this happen from, and it's either asking for money, asking for me to do favors, giving contacts, giving stuff for free. It's always a handout.
Yeah.
It's a handout. But when it comes to you, they do not support anything you do. They don't
Mhm.
like, they don't reshare, they don't watch, but they always got their hands out wanting something.
Yeah.
And I'm over here like, nah. They're like, oh, but you're a brother too, so you need to help me out. And I'm like, what does that have to do with anything?
It doesn't. It doesn't. That's like literally the support small streamers debate. Like, let's support each other because we're both small. That's
Yep.
it. That's it. Let's support each other because we're both sisters. We're both brothers. No, I don't know you. So no.
Yeah.
Like, what's your business plan? Like, what can you offer me?
Yeah.
But yeah, I've had the same exact thing from people, and I wouldn't even say it's like definitely a big chunk of Black Twitter does that, but like I've had that from like lots of other people. Like, hey, could you get me in contact with Astro so they can throw in a headset for my charity stream? And I'm like, no. So like, you can reach out to them. So yeah, it kind of annoys me a little bit because it's like I know the amount of work that I put in to get to where I am on Twitch, and all the opportunities that I got were directly a result of the work that I did. I didn't ask anybody for help, so it's like, what the hell is your excuse? Stop being lazy.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like we got people. I don't know if it's a generational thing or what it is, or if it's just because of social media and the internet now, but you got people that don't want to work for shit no more.
Yeah.
Like they don't want to put in the work. Like, I say this to Lehu all the time. I say it to my mom too. It's like, we're in an age where you can access everything from your phone. Anything you need to know, you need to learn a new language. You need to convert currency. You need to figure out how to get from A to B or A to Z. Like everything's at the tip of your fingertips. And people just don't want to do the work. Like I get so many people saying, "Hey man, I want to do what you're doing. So go ahead and shoot me over all your contacts, man." Or they're gonna reach out to a company and be like, "Hey, I haven't subscribed to your thing yet, but what I'm gonna do is when I get money, I'm gonna subscribe to it, and then until then, you should let me work for you." Like
what?
That's actually a true story.
Oh my God. Stop it! Stop doing this.
It's like, and I've had people. Oh man, I could go in on folks in Hawaii. I could,
because you're both from Hawaii, both from the island.
I could probably get the whole the coconut cartel coming down on me. like for real, I've had people out here say like, "Oh man, like I wanna get into content creation." I'm like, "Okay, cool, go ahead and go for it." And then they're like, so you need to help me edit, you need to help me do all this. I'm like, yo, I didn't know how to do any of this at first, but I taught myself.
Right.
Because if you're hungry enough for it, you'll figure it out.
Right.
Like it's the process. Even like with Lehua, with my wife, like she's learned how to do all this on her own. And she, at first she was like, I don't know how to do this, I don't know how to do that, but she's like, I'm gonna figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people just don't have that initiative. They just have this, I want this done for me. I want all of what you're doing, but I don't want to do any of the work. And people don't realize the nice, like you and I and other people, we don't have to halfway sleep that well because we're always creating, always doing conference calls, always drafting up business plans. We're always negotiating and networking. It is a business. And people don't get it. Oh, you play video games. That's all you do. You just play video games. That's like what, 5% of what we do.
Right. Right. So yeah, it's just sad. I got nothing else to say about that, but like I think the thing with me is like I am happy with the fact that I have taught myself so many things because like first of all, it saves me money. And then like once I started getting into it, it's like, okay, this process is very long. It's excruciating. There's lots of factors in this process. And if you can like stick it out and you still end up doing like enjoying what you're doing, then that probably means you're going to be doing it for the long haul. But if you just like shell out a few $100 to get somebody to do everything for you, but like that like, how is that going to like prove to you that you actually want to do this? Because I think a lot of people on impulse want to start up something because of like that financial aspect. Like, I'm going to make money like super quick. Because like that's how I was too. When I started, I was like, I'm going to be rich. I'm going to be like this ninja fellow. And it didn't happen. But the intent was there to make lots of money as quick as possible. So I understand. So I think some people just start doing stuff because they're in the wrong mindset. But yeah, teach yourself, man. Don't save your money, budget too.
Yeah. I mean, and it's like if you're trying to be a content creator and you want to get some video editing and photo editing software, and you can't, you can't budget or afford to get like Adobe or Final Cut or anything like that. There's so many free alternatives out there. You got DaVinci Resolve, you got GIMP for photo editing. Like there's so much, or Paint.net. There are many alternatives that you can use that do just as well, if not sometimes better. Because I got the Adobe Suite, and I'm sorry, but I'm paying monthly, and y'all shit keeps crashing.
Oh, he's coming for everyone. Oh, this is stream.
like seriously, like there's so many things. Like Ashley and it said, Google is a thing. Like you could literally no Google. I'm not. Hey, I didn't say okay Google. I said Google it. No, stop. Anyway, like Google is a thing. You can look up anything. You can literally look up anything and find out what it is you need to learn because it's all right there. Like literally, people like, oh, how do I reach out to companies? How do I do this? How do I do that? Google it.
Google it.
Like, oh, I don't know how do I get review codes? I literally went Google review codes for video games. All the PR companies right there.
Yeah. To be honest, like to me, like I'm not in a position to hire people for any type of employment. But if I was,
neither.
but if I was, and someone doesn't take the initiative to at least try Google before coming to me with a problem or a question, like that plays a big factor on whether or not I would continue to work with that person. Because like, that's my first thing. Like, I hate asking for help. I have too much pride. I would at least try to look it up myself on Google.
Yep. So did you find that thought? Did it come back yet?
Oh no, it's gone.
It's gone. Okay.
It's
all
gone.
Right. Press F in the chat for respect for that thought.
It's gone.
It's gone. So one of the things like I wanted to talk about too, I want to talk about because mental health. I'm a very big proponent of that. As someone who deals with depression and anxiety, I made the announcement yesterday. I just became an ambassador for Safe in Our World. It's not about having a safe space, but it's about bringing more awareness to, mental health and depression and stuff like that because it's so taboo. And the reason I bring that up is because like when we talk about, the cancel culture and how people act and these keyboard cowards or keyboard cucks, I'm gonna call them that. They ain't warriors because warriors don't do shit like that. But when people do stuff like that, they don't realize the ramifications of what that could do to a person mentally. It's one of those things where it's basic. It's just cyberbullying, and we already know like some people can't deal with bullying to that extent, and for some folks it drives them into depression. Some folks it drives them angry. Some folks like me makes me want to crack knuckles and make folks catch these hands. And then some people they commit suicide. And it's like I think people need to understand, and we have a whole generation coming up that doesn't understand the consequences or even learn to take accountability, you know,
Hmm.
from what they do, their actions. They're like, oh, I'm just talking shit. No, but what that energy you put out could affect somebody in a very, very negative way.
Right.
Like Ashley said, she had to save her partner from suicide multiple times after he was canceled. Like it's a
Yeah.
real thing.
Yeah.
Real thing.
It's I went off on someone. So during my so during the canceling of Gothix 2019, there was one person that I went off on because this person was literally pushing me to that mental state, and she had the audacity to like promote suicide prevention campaigns for like fundraisers and stuff. But the second I mentioned about like how much your words affected me to the point that I just didn't want to be around anymore, all of a sudden I'm just bullshitting. It is what it is. Like, you have no empathy for me at that point just because you just don't like me. But like, that's so contradicting to me for people to like just like pick and choose when they decide to be an advocate for mental health. So yeah, I see it all the time. People preaching to be just like good people and bringing more awareness until it's not convenient for you anymore, and then that's when you want to do something else. So yeah, it sucks, and I'm sorry to hear that, Ashley, but it's not surprising to me either, because we just don't have, we first of all don't teach our kids to have to communicate well. And I think, like, I don't know what they're doing in school now, but maybe they should start having some type of curriculum to like practice speaking and debating, you know, because like we can't be going online all the time and just like picking fights with everybody just because we disagree with one another. And then also, I think we need to start introducing more mental health topics, and starting from like the ages of like junior high school, because like some people as adults, you know, when I was going through my thing, just don't be sad. Just don't, just put a smile on. Like, do you get it?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
You know, and it's yeah, we need to talk about that stuff, you know, as we're younger. And it's like one of the things that I shared with I did an interview last week, came up this week. I interviewed the company that made Avicii and Vector, which is a game, you know, celebrating the life of performing artist Avicii, who's committed suicide. And one of the things like I told them is like when I was going through severe depression, because about 11, 12 years ago, I lost my only child. You know, she died in my hands, sudden infant death syndrome. And I was telling them that, you know, when I was going through that at the moment, you know, with my family, because, you know, one half of my family didn't care. So their whole thing was, you got with a white girl with poor genetics, that's your fault. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I got that. And it's, you know, dealing with that. Like I you know, when I went to talk to my parent, you know, not my parent, my mother. My mother was there for me. My half sister in New York was there for me. But like the rest of my family, my dad, everyone else, they were like, you know, tough luck, get over it. People die every day. And I'm like, yo, you don't understand. My daughter died in my hands. I was the last person to hold her before she passed away. And they're like, well, you know, you need to be a man, get over it. I'm like, I'm not mentally well. They're like, that mental health shit, that's for the birds. That's not, you know, you're a man, you need to get over it. And I think that kind of shit too, as a society, we need to work past that. Like, I get it. You know, some shit, man up, be a man on some shit. Like, don't act like a punk, you know, be accountable. To me, when I hear like be a man, I'm hearing you know, for me, it's like be accountable, you know, your word is your bond, your word and your action are the same. You have integrity, you know, you take care of yourself and those around you. But for some people, it's this bullshit of you have no emotions, you don't feel anything. And like my dad, which really pissed me off with him, was one of the things that he said to me was like, you know, on top of that was you can always go and get, you know, make another kid. I'm like, yeah.
Wow. Oh, damn. I am sorry. I did not know that about you.
Yeah.
That's how long ago was that?
That was 12 years ago, 12 and a half years ago.
Wow. Oh, sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's
Yeah.
just you know, and it's taken me years, you know, to work through it. I was talking when I was on Andrew's show yesterday. I was talking about like that, you know, the dynamics of the family, because a lot of this shit starts at the home, and the dynamics of me dealing with, you know, coming from a broken family, an abusive family, like that stuff carried into my adulthood, and it took me years to realize that I'm not in a good place, that I didn't properly grieve. Like I didn't process my anger, my sadness, you know, the distraughtness. And I became codependent upon alcohol and partying and popping pills and all this other shit. Like I'm open about this, and a lot of people are like, oh, you're trying to get sympathy. No, motherfucker, I'm not trying to get sympathy. I'm trying to tell my story because maybe there's somebody who's listening, who's watching, who may be going through the same fucking situation, and they need to hear somebody else that went through it and went through hell and came out, well, maybe a little chopped up and burnt, you know, maybe a little bald head, but you know, bald is beautiful. But they came through the storm and improved.
Yeah. No, I agree. So like with me, I always, because like last year before I went through my own canceling, I like my aesthetic was very just like, you know, I'm not trying to say this to sound narcissistic, but like from an outside perspective, my aesthetic was just like, you know, hardcore, like badass bitch, like, you know, like really like awesome type of vibe. And then when I went through all of that, I started opening up more about like my mental health and how I've been feeling. And then I got my enemies telling me like, oh, I've been faking being a badass this whole time. Like, I can't have feelings. I don't have emotions and shit like that. And so like even I've had some instances where I'm like, I don't feel like my content is even the same anymore because I feel like I'm always talking about my mental health and stuff. But that's the exact reason that you mentioned that I even talk about it, is because I'm hoping that somebody out there can relate to me. And if they're in a dark place, I want to get them out of there. And I've gotten lots of DMs, you know, since I returned back from streaming. And even though like it's not the same dynamic as my channel was before, I'm still getting lots of people that I feel are relating to me more. And I feel like we're bonding a little bit more on this deeper level because we're understanding each other's like emotional needs. Whereas before it was just like a chaotic free for all on my channel. Nothing made sense. But now I have like more of like emotion, you know, I have more substance that I want to share with people. So, yeah. So
yeah, it's and that's part of that change. Like, and I've noticed that, you know, not only the change with you, but you know, with a lot of us, this as a content creator, with this changes that we've made, the rebranding, and just being 100, you know, just being 100 with people vibe with that, because it's like there's so much fake shit out there. You know, there's so many pre-planned where you got people looking at something. I'm trying to be as censored as possible, and the more I try to fucking censor,
this is your chance. Listen, we just come to the conclusion that you're not going to make any ad revenue off of this podcast.
nah. See, but that's the back end of it. We make the revenue off the Apple Podcast download. So
there you go. Okay.
So you know, you see something like I see it so much in gaming Twitter. Oh, not gaming Twitter, but gaming YouTube, where you get the people that make the fake, you know, the same carbon cut, you know, thumbnails. Everything looks the same. There's no originality into it. It's like I'm scrolling through videos on a certain topic and I see all the thumbnails looking the same. I'm like, come on now. That's why like I just have a different approach with it. Like I'm just trying to be me, trying to showcase my personality, because I'm like, one thing I can't do is I can't fake.
Yeah.
I can't fake being something that I'm not. And you know, it's a struggle trying to do that. And Ashley, I see what you said. We got nothing but love for you. I'm sorry for your loss. You ever need to talk, Gothix and I, we're all here for you.
We out here. We're doing the work.
We doing the damn thing. We got you, girl. And it's just something like I see a lot of it. you know,
Yeah.
and it's just something else. I never thought I would see it, and I guess you could probably say this too. Like the amount of shit I've seen as a content creator, I have never seen. Like, I've never dealt with as much in my normal day-to-day life.
Yeah, no, and I think this goes back to the brain fart that I was having earlier. I think I was going to talk about this.
Oh, we came back.
I came back. You said them. You said the magic word, but it's totally true. Like before I started streaming, I didn't have no problems with ongoing beef with people. It's just as simple as like, we're not meshing. Okay, bye. That's it. Like, I don't get vindictive to the point I want to destroy someone's life. I don't want to make them lose their job. You know, like I'm not into that. Like if we're not meshing well, that's it. Nice to know you. But like online, it's like people hold grudges like it's no tomorrow. And like you are scrutinized for everything in your life. And whereas like offline, you know, I have a friend that's voted for Trump and she still supports Trump. I'm personally not a fan of him, but like we're still able to have a friendship because we're able to communicate, you know?
Yeah.
Online, you don't get that. It's just like, you like Trump, I won't talk to you anymore. Okay, bye. Like it's crazy. It's like people are just very more aggressive on the internet. And I feel like I've aged 20 to 30 years within the two. Yeah, like I feel like I'm gonna end up getting a stroke by being online all the time.
See, and that's the thing I don't understand too. Like, you know, with people that, you know, it's this thing where you got people at this point where they do not want differences of opinion. They don't want people having individual thought. It's like they want this hive-minded, collective-minded mentality.
Yeah.
Like, no, you're gonna think this, you're gonna say this. Like, if you don't agree with me, I'm gonna cancel you. I see it all again with voice actors. I see it all the time. And especially on my you know, on my social media and everything like that. Like me personally, I'm like, I don't give a fuck who you voted for.
Yeah.
If we're cool, we're cool. I can still talk to you. Like politically, I have my opinions on things, but like I'm still down with people. Like I've had some folks come at me like, how can you that person voted for Trump? How can you like that person? They're racist. I'm like, because they voted for Trump? Maybe there's something he did that they like.
Yeah.
Like they're like, not everybody's a Bernie bro. I'm just saying, like, people, I'm like, that's the thing. And it scares me as a country where we're going in the sense of, and I'm not trying to get political, people. I'm just saying it. The thought's there and I'm running with it. I am scared of this push for us to not be able to have freedom of speech because we are going down a very, very dangerous road. And I don't think a lot of people understand where that's going to end up if we get rid of freedom of speech, where we have to conform to thinking a certain way, or we're going to, you know, punch somebody, like the whole punch a Nazi thing. Like, come on now.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Like, let a motherfucker from Antifa punch me. I will powerbomb your ass.
I'm the same way. Like I think having differing opinions and having your own mind is like beautiful. It makes us human. Like I don't want everybody to think the same way I do, or not, like, you know what I mean? Like live your life. As long as you don't hurt me, you don't hurt my family, I'm totally okay. Like even like this is a very drastic comparison, but like if I found out, for example, that my coworker was racist, oh well, I'm making my money, he's making his money. Like it doesn't bother me on that level, because at the end of the day, like if he's not bothering me, you can have your opinions. If you don't like black people, it is what it is. Like, you know what I mean? Like live and let live. And some people don't want that. And I have noticed that too, where it's like things are getting a lot more hostile, where you can't even voice an opinion on something. And you know, it's like, oh, well, your opinion is wrong. That's no, that you think it's wrong. Just because you're angry doesn't mean that you're right. So it's a little bit worrisome.
Yeah, it really is. And it's like one of the things like I've been vocal out here in Hawaii about, you know, racism here, which a lot of people think, oh, Hawaii is a paradise, tropical. You guys don't have any problems. But then no one talks about how severe the racism is. Like, racism here is so bad that not all, not all, but majority of people in Hawaii or locals don't like black people.
Huh. I didn't know that.
And that hatred runs pretty deep. That was a situation I went into with damn near every girl I've dated in previous marriage. The families, they're like, oh, you got a popolo, which is it's Hawaiian for black, but it's called on the negative kind of. And see, Denomi 808, she's out here too, so she knows this is a fact. It's severe racism towards black people here. And popolo is Hawaiian for black, but it's caught on a negative connotation of being like it's become like the N-word. It's
okay.
a way of saying that. And I've heard, you know, because I'm from Samoa. I grew up there, grew up in South Memphis, Tennessee, and I also grew up here. In my 31 to 30, how old am I? Oh, 30 something. And my time being a grown ass baby face man, yes, I have a baby face, and I agree with it. I have never, ever, ever heard the N-word used more than I have in Hawaii. Anywhere else.
Damn.
Everyone says it. They'll walk up to, if you are our color, they'll walk up to you like, oh, what's up, man? I'm like, excuse me?
Oh, you mean with the A, not with, so like
no,
with the
ER.
Casually?
Casually.
All right, I'm gonna need to have a talk with your governor or whatever you got going on over there. We have a situation.
It's bad. And like when I've spoken out on it, like there's a girl who I know who she made a post on Facebook, and I called her out on it because I'm like, yo, that's mad racist. So she with the ER Andrew. So this girl said that why is it that black people, or specifically black men, when they walk up to a girl, they always trying to get a piece of ass? Like they're some of the most vile, nasty people in the planet. And I was like, excuse me?
Oh, girl.
I'm like, yo, I said, that's mad racist. She's like, no, that's a black thing. That's what you popolos do.
Oh.
And it's Zero, you saw that post too. It's a common thing. And when I kept calling her out, I was like, you know, not to start shit, but like, yo, if we cool, I'm not cool with that.
Yeah.
Like that's mad racist. Like I'm not saying that and she, what is she? Because you get a lot of people here say, oh, I'm Hawaiian, when they're actually Hawaiian, Chinese, Portuguese, Italian, German, whatever. They're mixed.
Yeah.
But there's this mentality of I'm Hawaiian, so I'm better than you, so I can say whatever. And I know Gail Level told me before I shouldn't shit on people in Hawaii, but I will shit on whoever. You can all have the smoke. I'm just saying, it's just one of those things where it's like, I get Hawaiians are proud people. I am part Hawaiian myself. But this mentality, this racist, it's so baffling to me, because Samoans, as well as Hawaiians and Polynesians in general, they want to act like what they see portrayed as what, you know, we black people are like.
Yeah.
They want to act like that. They want to portray it, but then they also want to be racist and hate black people.
Huh.
And it's strong out here. And it's just, but if you talk about it, they shut the conversation down. And this is what I hate about this whole, you know, hive mind mentality, because it's shutting down communication. It's shutting down dialogue. Because I'm trying to figure out, like, yeah, it does bother me, but I'm trying to figure out, why do you think the way you think?
Mm-hmm.
What, why is this so ingrained in you? And racism is just in Hawaii. So it's there.
Yeah.
It's got the hatred of black people. White people especially are hated out here, and they're like, oh, all this is because of white people are called haoles, which is Hawaiian for foreigner. They're like, oh, you fucking haoles. All you do is come here and you destroy Hawaii. You're taking this, you're taking that. But then I'm like, hold up. The people in government and who run Hawaii aren't white. They're Asian.
Right.
And the people who have jacked up all the prices of rentals, because all the rental companies in Hawaii, and this is an inside site if anyone's wondering why it costs so much to live in Hawaii. We actually just passed a legislative bill to stop this from happening as of a week ago. But in Hawaii, the reason the cost of living is so high is because there are companies, all the realty companies are either coming from China, Japan, or Korea, and they don't live in the US. They buy land in Hawaii and they jack up the price of it. They take the homesteads from people. Like Hawaiian homesteads is kind of like how, black folks are supposed to get 40 acres and a mule.
Yeah.
Hawaiians are supposed to get that. A lot of these realty companies have come through and taken a lot of that land, because if no one claims it, or the ones in government are like, oh, you don't have enough drops of blood in you of Hawaiian, blah, blah, blah. You can't do this. So we're going to delegate the land off. So it's like that. So they've jacked up all the rent here.
Yeah.
That's why, a fucking studio, it's like 100 square feet. It's like $1,500 here.
What? Nah.
So and this is why, again, I know a lot of people don't like Trump. I like that Trump did this, where he passed a bill to stop that happening in Hawaii.
Yeah.
So it's like when people hear like, oh, I hate Trump, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that's cool. You can hate him all you want. But he did something that stopped the bullshit that should never have even started.
Right.
Here in the first place. So
right.
Yeah, that's things. Like we got that's why they cost so much here. Racism against whites, blacks. There are people from Micronesia that come here that are incredibly hated. It's something. Hawaii is so segregated. Like this area, like the area I'm living in, is primarily Asian, right? Because it's an upper class area. And then you go more to the west side, and it's Filipinos, and it's Samoans. You go to the east side, and it's primarily Micronesians. It's so segregated, and people don't get it.
Yeah.
They don't see it because they're like, oh, it's Hawaii, it's paradise. No, it's not.
Damn. Well, now I know, because like I had, like, my boyfriend always wanted to go to Hawaii, and I just don't really like hot places as it is.
It's cold right now.
Oh, is it? That's a thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like at night is dropping to like the early 60s to 50s, late 50s. During the day, like right now, it's just windy. It's cold.
Oh, man.
It's never been this cold before.
Oh, that's like the perfect weather for me then. Like I don't like cold at like fall-ish, spring-ish weather, so that'd be perfect. But I didn't know that there was like a lot of racial tension in Hawaii. That's interesting.
Oh yeah, we had a what was it 2 years ago? We had a Japanese tourist that got beaten up by a group of locals. He was beaten up. Both his orbital eye sockets were broken. God. Eyes swollen shut, ribs broken, teeth knocked out. Wife was beat up and raped by locals because they're like, oh, you know the term that racists use for Asians. Like, oh, you guys are screwing up Hawaii, blah, blah, blah. But they did it. And so Japan actually issued an executive order to keep their residents from coming here to Hawaii for, until Hawaii got that under control.
Wow.
So it's a
lot
of racial tension here.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
So on a positive note, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm just crossing off Hawaii from my travel plans once this quarantine is over.
Hey. If you come here, if y'all need a place to stay, like I said, we got a house.
Okay.
So if y'all need to stay, y'all can kick it with us.
I will keep you on that offer.
Yeah, anybody fuck with y'all, they got to deal with me. I got the coconut cartel, man. I just make a phone call. They'll drive by and throw a pineapple at someone. So we covered everything. I do have two questions or more left. If you got the time.
I got time for you.
So as for Twitch, so Twitch has been going through a lot of changes over the last couple of months. There's been a lot of controversy and all this other stuff. As a content creator and streamer on Twitch, would you say that it is still a viable, like if you had to choose between Twitch, YouTube, Mixer, Facebook Gaming, like how would you say, like would you still recommend Twitch overall? Loaded question, I know.
You know what? Like, I'm kind of at the stage right now where, like, I personally have accomplished a lot of milestones on Twitch. Like, I've done lots of collaborations and shit. Like, things I wouldn't have thought I'd be able to do, like, if you had told me, like, before I started streaming. So, like, I always say, like, if Twitch is considered the hard platform to get partnered on or to get noticed on, start with Twitch. Don't settle for something that's easier just because it's easier. But at the same time, I personally, I'm 31 years old, okay? I'm not married. I don't have kids. I would like to do all of those things, once Mr. Coronavirus goes away. However, I can't do that when Twitch wants to take 50% of my paycheck. So, like...
50?
Ow! You didn't know? You didn't look at this poor man. He had no idea. Yes. So I can't speak on what other platform would be good because I haven't looked at the numbers. But as a 31-year-old woman trying to save up for the future, I will say that this probably isn't going to be going on for much longer because, like, 50 is a lot. And I know the value of the work that I put in. I work my ass off. I bring something very unique to the platform, and this isn't me bitching or anything like that. But
tell us how you feel.
But if I was somebody that worked at Twitch and I'm here looking at numbers and saying, okay, what's the next best thing that's going to make this platform stand out? The first thing on the top of my head is capitalize on these up-and-coming streamers that are really bringing something new to the table. We all know who Pokimane is. We all know who freaking Tim the Tatman is. Like, we know all of these streamers. What's the next wave? Who's the next wave of content creators that are coming? And put them in the spotlight. Give them an opportunity to shine a little bit. Because, like, if you go on Twitch right now, it's like the first thing you see is, like, ads of just, like, already, already like streamers that are already big. Like the Coca-Cola ad was one people were making fun of because it's like a 1 minute long ad, and it just features all of these prominent content creators on the platform. And it's like, well, who are the new people? Like, we already know these people exist, but who are the new people? So that's kind of my thing. So, like, at a glance, I would say if I am not going to be doing Twitch for much longer in the future, I would say I might give Mixer a shot because it seems like Mixer is really interested in promoting their smaller or their newer creators, which I think is awesome. So I mean, I think that might be the next thing. And then, like, obviously I want to see where this podcast goes. But yeah, 50%, y'all. So I would say it depends. If you wanna, if you want to save up for a family, maybe, I don't know, make an OnlyFans. I don't know.
That explains it.
Yes.
50.
Yes.
My voice cracked on that. I'm like, what?
Yes. So, yeah, I'm just drained on that aspect. Like, I could literally sit here and stream for 24/7, but you're still gonna take 50. And it pains me because then I'm just like, okay, this is how much I got paid, but I could have made this. It's what, yeah. So, what was the other question?
So, X to Twitch. So, I mean, YouTube doesn't even do. YouTube is on a lot of fuckery, but YouTube streaming right now is starting to boom.
Really? I wonder what the cuts are for that.
Hey, I mean, I make a good amount off of it. The only thing that YouTube takes off the top. Well, I also have I'm part of I got an MCN too. Like I signed to Full Screen. The main reason I signed to them, for those who don't know, is different things that I couldn't do that they could do. And the only thing they do is take 10% off the top. I have a 90/10. Oh shit, I wasn't supposed to share that. Oh well, oops.
I don't know.
I got a 90/10, so I take 90, they take 10% off the top. And YouTube itself as a platform, what they take is not that, they don't take that much. I mean, 5-6%? You talking 50?
50.
My
50.
God.
Now I'm gonna have to look into this whole YouTube business. I need, like, I'm thinking about like the next step, and I feel like I'm at the stage where I need a little bit of help, and I need to put my pride down a little bit and say, okay, I need like a representative. I need somebody to manage me because like I need like multiple Gothix, and I only have myself because I want to go to the next step, and I don't think I'm going to be able to accomplish that without a manager, and definitely not on Twitch by itself. So things may be changing in the future. Yes.
Right. I mean, yeah, and that's one of the things too. Like I've had some, I keep saying when I stream that I need a team. Like I want to make a team. I've tried to make a team before, like out here in Hawaii, and it's never worked just because, some people here, like they're like, oh yeah, I'll do editing. Yeah, I'll review this game because I got my website where I put written reviews and content. Got the YouTube channel, got the podcast. Like I'm just like, that's why, like I told you, like before I fell asleep at this desk.
Yeah.
Working. So it's like I would love to have a team, but like the hardest part about having a team is, you got to find that good dynamic. Like, especially for us, we're very hands-on with what we do. And so if we're gonna loosen that grip, I didn't say let the bitch go. I said loosen that grip just a little bit. So if we loosen that grip a little bit, we got to have somebody we can just fully rely on. And for me right now, I know a lot of people that are content creators on YouTube, but like for what I'm doing, I want to build a team. I want to have a team of people to work with, like on some real shit, like the business side of it, the creative side, and the streaming and fun part of it. But a lot of people don't have that business mentality. They think, oh, I just got to throw up these videos. Got to throw up videos. Like I said this on Andrew's show last night. It's like if you've got the best pizza shop in New York, you got the absolute best. Like nobody can fuck with it. But if you have no marketing, and the word's not out, how is anyone going to know it's there?
Exactly.
And a lot of people I know that are content creators on YouTube, they make great content, but they just don't grasp that marketing thing. You got to promote yourself. Take clips, put it up on Twitch, not Twitch, Twitter, put it up on Instagram, use TikTok, show a more humanistic side of yourself to your audience. Like I've got a Discord. Anyone who wants to join, the link's in the description below. I got people from the gaming industry. I got voice actors. I got more people in there. And I just use it as a spot. Yo, you come here, your family. I got you. You got me. We kick it. We do this and that. But it's like, I use every platform to be 100%.
Mm-hmm.
To not only be 100%, but also to, make people feel welcome to see the other side of me beyond the camera, like how I am. And I'm transparent. Basically, what you see here, the bald headed, beautiful, baby face motherfucker right in front of you is who you see off camera too. So it's just one of those things. And it's like, for me to have a team, I want people that have the same drive as me. And it's so hard to find folks like that.
Yeah.
Like I want to build a goddamn empire.
Yeah. Same. Yep. The struggle.
But yeah, you might want to look into if not Mixer, maybe YouTube.
Maybe I wanna weigh out all my options, wanna see what people wanna, to be honest, I feel like my problems would be solved if Twitch would stop being a butthole and just allow me to stream wherever I want without breaching my partner contract. Because like I work so hard to get the partner contract. Like I feel like I have like sentimental value with it. And so like if I decide I want to stream on Mixer or whatever, I would lose that badge. And I honestly I don't want to let it go. But so can I be a free agent? Is that what they call them? Can I just go wherever the hell I want when I say I want? Like that'd be great.
Yeah. And it's crazy that Twitch puts that limitation on you, because as far as I know, Mixer and YouTube don't.
Oh, interesting.
It's like YouTube, they're like, yeah, because I'm a YouTube partner.
Yeah.
Part of the partner program. And it's like, if I want to stream on another platform or do simultaneous streaming like I'm doing now,
yeah,
YouTube's like, okay, do it. They don't care. But here's the other one. I'm not sure if like you or Ashley or anyone's got any like the scoops on this, but Facebook gaming. Now I feel like Facebook as a platform is dying, but apparently a lot of people are hopping on Facebook gaming, and I'm kind of like,
yeah, I've heard the same thing. That the thing that freaks me out about Facebook is because like you have to, like when you make an account, you have to use like your actual name, know. So it's like that takes a layer of just like that anonymous factor that you get from like YouTube or Twitch. It's like now that your full name's out there, if you want to type in chat, that's kind of creepy to me.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, and like I feel like the demographic for Facebook is a little bit different. Like I feel like the majority of people that I see using Facebook are older people. So it's like I don't want my uncle watching my stream. You know what I mean? Like so that thing. I want to go on a platform where they don't have to. They can't figure out where I'm streaming. Twitch. What's that? Facebook. Oh, I know how to use Facebook. It's just creepy, man. I don't know.
Yeah, that's where I'm at too. Like, I tried. No, did I? No, Lehua did. Lehua tried using Facebook gaming for a bit, and it was just strange. Like, just because all your information's right there.
Yeah.
And it's like you can't use it. Like, I've gotten to this point now where I just use like Mekel Kasanova across the board. That's just who I am. People are like, what's your real last name? And I'm like, oh, it's oh shit, I forgot. It's like I branded myself that way. Like a lot of people don't know. Yeah, I'm married.
Yeah,
I am. But I present myself online that I'm not, for a simple reason, not because I'm trying to be about, but I'm not doing any type of funky shit or anything like that. It's just out of protection of her.
It's understandable.
It's like some things I'm like, y'all don't need to know that.
That's totally understandable. I did the same thing for slightly different reasons. That was part of it, but also like I saw that people are just like, when I was researching, I was like, okay, let me look at the female streamers. Oh, wow, they have a large male following. Okay, so let me prepare my content so that these people can think whatever they want, because like I would get like a lot of people that come in, like they wouldn't say that they wanted to like date me or whatever, but obviously they were following me for a specific reason. So like I made an agreement with my boyfriend that I just wasn't going to talk about our relationship, and that kind of backfired. I got more creeps because of that. So I was like, okay, now I'm going to tell everybody that I'm in a relationship and see how that goes. My follower count just plummets one day.
What?
I'm like, whatever. It is what it is.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. Okay. That in one day?
I don't remember the number, but I think I introduced him on stream one time and it went down. But and then I had like people reach out to me after the fact, after they knew I had a boyfriend and still trying to make advances. I'm like, are you deaf or do you just not care?
Okay. So we got to talk about this.
Oh.
I got to ask. Okay, so what is the level of? This is definitely a video game terminology, but what is the level of difficulty being a female streamer and content creator? Like, what is the experience like for you throughout the years that you've been doing this? Like, is it you get more thirsty ass motherfuckers, or do you get like harassing folks? Like, what is it? What has been your experience? Because I want to bring awareness to it.
I mean, I think it varies from person to person, but like me, just speaking on like my transition when I started streaming, I initially started dressing a certain way. And this is like a very debatable topic. You got those people out there that are just like, oh, female streamers have it easy. You just show boobs and like that's how you promote yourself. And I'm just like, okay, so when I started streaming, I dressed a little bit more girly, I would say. Nothing revealing or whatever, just like a little bit more feminine, and I would get more creeps back then. So now I dress like a crazy lady. I cuss a lot. Like I don't hold back my personality. Now I don't get creepy people. I get the people that come in and say you're ugly, and I'm like, okay, who are you? Like, who are you? So like now I just get the people that try to make me feel bad for being my true self, and I'm just like, okay, bye. So, but the still the thing that is kind of like it doesn't go away is that thing that where people say because you're a female streamer you have it easier or it's easier for you to grow. Like that is a little bit of the irritating part, like because like I said, I know the type of hard work I put into my craft, and because I have a vagina doesn't mean that I am doing things, I get a free pass, like I still have to work just as hard as everybody else. So I don't know. I think that's the annoying part, I think. But otherwise, like every now and then, really, I don't really get much crazy people anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I guess the last two questions I got, I feel like I said that before, but I legit got two last questions. Last questions because I want to be respectful of your time. So
it's not like I have anywhere to go. Right?
This is true. This is true. So I want to talk about like the business side of like when it comes to like how you promote yourself. Like a lot of people don't understand how critical social media is for like growth. They think I know I alluded to it earlier, like, oh, I just need to throw up videos. I just need to stream. I just need to do that. But like on the back end, like for you, how imperative is social media for growth as a creator?
It's very, very, very important. I would say it's almost more important, if not the same important as streaming itself. Like you need to promote yourself on social media, because think of just like traditional advertising, right? Like back in the day, you would get like, I don't know, the yellow pages with all of these ads in the yellow pages, right? And the book would be like this thick. And now the book's like this thick because now advertising has moved on to different platforms. Now you got like people advertising more on social media instead of billboards, because if you're a passenger in a car, you're not looking out the car window anymore. You're looking down at your phone. So like that, you're missing out on opportunities to promote yourself that way. So that's why I always say, like, if you don't have a Twitter at minimum for like as a platform when you're a content creator, you need to get one. You need to learn how to like it.
Yeah.
Because you'll need it. That's just times are changing, and you have to just kind of like realize that and learn to work with it.
People think that they can just promote uh on Facebook. I'm like, Facebook is not where you want to be, really, for that.
Yeah, I heard that you can like it's good with like the Facebook ads, but like I think it depends on who you are and what
Yeah.
you have to offer. Because I witnessed a female streamer who had taken out an ad using like the Facebook ad, whatever.
Mhm.
Um, and the comments were terrible. They were so bad because it was all misogynistic shit. It was like, who the hell's this bitch on my timeline? Like that type of stuff. I'm like, oh my God. So like I personally would say, like, if you're gonna advertise on Facebook in like Facebook groups, you know, make a fan page, but I wouldn't go as far as taking out a paid ad because you're just gonna piss off a lot of people.
Yeah.
Because like, yeah, it's people are, I don't know, people are just assholes online.
Yeah.
I think that's the conclusion we're coming to today's show.
You know, because I'm seeing a lot of people. I like when TikTok came around. I you know, because I one of the people I follow is Gary V, and I'm gonna be interviewing him in a couple months, actually.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I got in contact with Gary V.
What? Oh my God.
Like he was for months saying like, yo, you get on TikTok, and then everyone hopped on TikTok. It's and the thing is, like, a lot of people think with TikTok, oh, I got to do the dancing videos or the karaoke ones, and I'm like, yo, I'm just putting up my content. Like, I put behind the scenes stuff, I put goofy shit, but I also put like clips of my podcast on there, and I'm getting traction slowly. I'm not as consistent as I was at one point, but I've had a lot of people from TikTok come to my channel like, hey, yo, I caught your stuff there, or they come to my Discord, they come to my Instagram, and I'm over here like, yo, I'm just putting content out. Like, TikTok is good. I think at some point it's gonna get oversaturated, but you know, it's a platform that you can use. Like, anyone who's watching who's a content creator that's trying to grow, use TikTok, use Instagram, understand the algorithms, because each social media platform has different algorithms. The algorithms continue to change over and over. I know Instagram changed up too, where before it used to be put your post, a descriptive thing, and then put the whatchamacallit, the your hashtags as the first comment. That apparently that changed. So now it's put everything in the original post itself, and I'm like,
yeah, it's hard to keep up with it. Like, I tried TikTok, and I don't quite understand. To be honest, I feel like an old person that
me
just
too.
Technology, and I'm like, how do you work this? So let me walk you through to my experience of TikTok so far. I tried to get something on the homepage of TikTok, and apparently I have to use a specific hashtag. I didn't know that, right? So I'm like, oh, okay, I'll just edit my post. You can't edit your posts once you post it on TikTok. Why? I have no idea. Tell me why. Who's in charge here? I want to speak to the manager because that is terrible. So like, I want to learn TikTok, but I just feel like I don't have the patience for it right now, because I'm one of those like, post something, oh, let me edit it real quick. It's not perfect, you know?
It's yeah, I don't understand that too, why you can't edit, because it's like there's sometimes I'll fuck up and make a mistake on a post, and I'm like, oh, let me go and well, yeah, damn, I can't edit this shit. I'm like, okay, let me go and redo the whole thing. And it's like, man, I put so much time and energy and effort into this goddamn post.
Get your shit together, TikTok.
Yeah, but definitely, like, one thing I've seen, like, when it comes to like promoting on social media, Facebook, I get no traction. I don't get really any traction on my personal page, because I got apparently 2,000 friends on Facebook, and I make a post and I get like 2 of them some bitches that actually like it, maybe one every other month that may share it. But like Facebook, I just don't I'm kind of at a point now where I'm like, I don't really want to bother with it. But if I post up a picture of my wife and I, then everyone's gonna come out like, "Ooh, y'all are still together. You don't even show that you're in a relationship on Facebook. I didn't know you guys are still together. Oh, did y'all have a kid yet? Did y'all have a kid?
Oh, nosy. Go back in your hole.
Shoot, go back, Gremlin."
Hey.
But
Yeah.
like, but yeah, like on Twitter, Instagram. That's the other thing too. For people using Twitter, Instagram, try using videos, like or clips, or some type of media. I would definitely not use like just a link itself.
Yeah.
Because something I've learned too, like about going live. I've seen you do it. I've seen Ashley and others do it, where like you have like a custom "we're live" versus, say, "Hey, I'm live. Let's come hang out."
No,
With something generic. Like you need to be creative in that sense.
I don't want to hang out with you. No, I love entertaining those posts too, like on Facebook. I do it on Facebook groups. I don't do it on Twitter because I don't want to like get harassed again or whatever. But like sometimes I'll do it in Facebook groups where they'll just put a link and they're obviously like a new streamer and they're just like live now. And I'm like, I'll comment, I'll be like, okay, question mark. hey, you're gonna get that response at some point. So let me like help you out a little bit, like, and
my last question. I promise it's the last question. Scout's honor, even though I was never a scout. But Scout's honor. Hey, I started this off with a lie. So how? This is actually a twofold question.
Oh shit, we got 2 questions. All right, go.
We got 2 more questions. Okay, so how important is it to build a community as a content creator, and how, as well as how important is it to foster it at the same time? So yeah, it's technically 2 questions.
Yes. That's a good question. You have to. This is something that I have been kind of like learning as I go on to kind of like foster the community that I've already created. So I have a community called the Goth Squad, and it has like close to 2,000 people in it. And I
just sent you the logo for my group. Apparently we're pineapple people. I'm sorry I cut you off.
Oh no, I love that. Pineapple people worldwide. gotta specify. So I have the Goth Squad group, right? It has a lot of people in it. Like, I have originally when I started, I wanted to have like it to be like kind of like a giant resource for newer streamers where we can like collaborate and teach each other a certain skill and just like a collaborative space. And as I've progressively grown on Twitch, I've noticed I was attracting a lot of people into my community that may not have necessarily been there because I was their cup of tea, but they just were there because they thought it was going to help them propel their career or something like that. And that's kind of like, it's very like exhausting for me, which is one of the reasons that I completely wiped my Twitch team the other day. And I was like, I'm just going to start from scratch. I'm going to restructure everything. If you want to reapply when I reopen it, you more than welcome to. But like, I was just tired of kind of being used in that aspect. So what I'm doing right now is, building a separate Discord server, and I'm moving everything Goth Squad related to that server. And then I'm just going to keep the existing one just for me. So I'm going to change the URL and the branding just for Gothix. So then differentiate the two. So I don't run into that problem where I'm always second guessing if this person fucks with me because they think I'm going to help them, or this person fucks with me because they actually like me. So I will say that a blessing in disguise from when I went through that whole cancel culture thing was that it opened my eyes to see a lot of my long-term community members really stick it out with me, I'm talking like I was always at like at least 150 viewers every stream. And when I was going through that time, I was like down to 20, 15 viewers sometimes, but it was always the same exact people in my stream. And I fucking love that because like it's so obvious that they're there for me. But Definitely. So go back to what you asked. It's like, it's very important. Open up your DMs. Don't have everything closed. You know, I joined a Discord community one time for the streamer, and she just never made an appearance in her Discord, had all her DMs closed. Like, she just didn't ever communicate with her friends or her supporters when she was offline. And I think that's really important. I think that it's good to have, like, you know, I had like a game night yesterday with some people off stream. Last week we had a movie night. So I think it's really important. Do it, you know, because like because really, like, if it comes down to it, what do you really, what is your goal? Is it just money? If it's just money, then I guess you won't really need to make a community, really. But I think it would help for all goals and shit. Yeah.
So Chipz actually had a question. It ain't my last question, but he had a question. He said, how do you develop a community and have them want to be active and develop a sense of community?
Start with making values for your community. Like, what is it, something that your community believes in? What is something that you want your community to stand up for? So with the Goth Squad, it's be unapologetically yourself. So like in high school, I was kind of gothic, you know, I looked like a weirdo, and people judged me because I dressed and acted weird, but that was just being myself and I was happy. And so that's the whole shtick that I have. So build a community around something that people can relate to, and try to be as open and honest with your community as possible about how you're feeling, about things going on in your life. As much as you comfortably would like to disclose to somebody, open up a little bit, because the more people are able to relate to you, the more likely they are going to stick around, because you're somebody that that understands what they're going through. You're somebody that can like offer some advice or something. So just be yourself, open up, and figure out what your values are. Don't just say, here's a community because this is a good vibes community. That shit means nothing to me. What is it? That's literally nonsense. What are you doing? So yeah, that's my advice.
and you know, like for me, like for the longest, you know, coming off of that whole beef with me and other YouTubers before, I for the longest, because of how that guy's community came after me, and you know, I got blacklisted by gaming YouTube. And technically I'm still blacklisted by them, but they asked me for connections, contacts. And I'm gonna put this out there. So a lot of these bigger channels, this is completely sidebar from what I was gonna say, but I was just, you know, I'm so giddy to say this. So a lot of these bigger channels, and I'm gonna name drop Residents of Evil and First Aid Spree, a lot of these gaming like Resident Evil, Devil May Cry, Final Fantasy channels that have 100,000 or more subscribers, they're all mad at me because I'm the motherfucker that has Resident Evil 3 remake. I've had it for 3 fucking weeks as of this recording, and Final Fantasy 7 remake I've had for 2.5 weeks as of this recording. And none of them have it. But I'm a small channel. They've all told me, you're a small channel with only 11,000 subs, so you can't do anything. And I have gone to E3 free of charge. I've been invited to University of Hawaii to speak free of charge. I can announce it. I'm working with Avicii's team, the family and foundation. I'm working with a lot of people at only 11,000 subscribers. So it's all about who you know and how hard you work.
Exactly. How hard you work, how hard you want it, you know, numbers like followers, subscriber counts, that doesn't mean shit.
It really doesn't.
It really doesn't.
But that was my PSA announcement. Anyway, so it's for me, like I didn't want a community. I didn't, because I saw how they came at me and they came at other people. They came at my wife, and I was so against the idea of a community. And the person who's actually been like in my corner and been one of my best friends is Power Level Amy, who's in the chat. Like, she was with me when we went through that. When Who and I went through that, and when she was trying to be like the voice of reason. They went and tried to cancel her. The content creator cut contacts with her as well, and and it was just, to me, I was just like, I don't want to deal with the community because of that type of dumb shit. And then over the course of the last year, I want to say like literally the last year, I've been streaming exclusively on YouTube and putting out content, making connections. Like, out of nowhere, we just started growing a community. We got Amy, we got Rogue Dragon, we've got Allspark, we've got Zero, we've got all the HLO, like people just coming through that I may not have the highest viewership. We got 15 people watching now. Typically I average between anywhere from 13 to 25 people. But every time I stream, these people are there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're not there just because, oh, you're playing the most popular game. Oh, you're going to do a giveaway. That's one thing I wish if I could go back and do it all over again, I would never do a giveaway to just random people.
Right.
Because people come through, they'll sub, but they only care about what you're giving away.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's like, when you come through and you've got people who are there for you and you talk to them offline, you play games with them offline, you shoot the shit, you're there for them. Like, there have been some situations where some people in our group, have had issues with their family, or a tragedy in the family, or they've had some type of illness or something happen, and we're all there. Like, I tell my my group, my viewers, and the people who are in the Discord, like, we're like a family. We're here for you guys. Like, if there's anything, shout out to Rastalyfe Reggae for the new membership. I appreciate you for that, brother. But yeah, like, we're in this community, we're a family. If anyone needs anything, I'm there for you. Like, literally, I've had one viewer who he would always show up, and he had a situation where he got in a car accident and he was unable to pay some bills, and he was in a bad spot. And I'm like, bro, are you good? Are you good? He's like, man, I'm struggling. I'm like, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn. I'm just, as an example, how I am as a person. I'm this way with anyone. I was like, dude, are you good? He's like, yeah, man, I'm struggling. I can't do this. I'm like, how much is your bill? How much money do you need to get by to however long? He's like, oh, I need this. I'm like, okay, well, here's triple that.
Oh,
he's like, I can't pay you back. I'm like, dude, I'm not asking you to pay me back. You're part of my group. You're part of this community. You're part of this family. I take care of my people. You're here. So, that's how I foster my community. Anyway, if you're in it, you're part of it, you need anything, I got you.
Mm-hmm.
But the main rule, and those of you who are in the group, the main rule I have, the core, the golden rule, the rule of the gods for my group is, don't be about that bullshit.
Oh,
we don't, there's no, I mean, we can fuck around and joke around and tease one another. There's no promoting ghosts. Like Chip said, there's no promoting ghosts. There's no harassment. I don't deal with none. I actually booted a motherfucker from the group because he told Denomi 808, or Desiree, he told her that a woman's place is in the kitchen. She needs to stay her ass there.
Oh,
and I'm like, I was like, wait, are you serious? He's like, and I talked to him offline about that. He's like, yeah. He said, and I want to do an interview with you, but I want to stream my interview with you on your channel.
Oh,
I'm like, I was like, nah, bruh, nah, fuck you. You're getting out. We ain't having that. And that's just how I, like, there's no disrespect. If we're gonna be close knit and cool, we ain't having that.
Yeah. Oh no. I'm gonna have to check out your community then. I'll just invite myself in there, take a nice look, take a nice gander around.
Go for it. It's open. It's literally open for anyone who wants to hang out. Like, if there's any connections, anyone needs anything, I got a content creator thing. So if there's content creators needing advice or help, or if they want to work with someone in the gaming and tech industry, I got a whole tab for that. There's people in the gaming and tech community. So I got people from Bandai Namco, Capcom, Sony, Nintendo, more that are in the group. So yeah, it's there. It's for anyone. It's
Nice.
literally. So
Okay.
but yeah, so I asked all my questions, but you know,
you got none left for me? None?
I got a final question for you. I lied. Here's the last one.
Shit, here it is.
Did you have fun?
I had lots of fun. Oh, I always have fun here. Don't hesitate to always hit me up if you want me back on the show. Always a great time.
Of course.
Yes. I can't. And plus, you got to update me on the smoke because of all the hand throwing that you threw today on today's show. You got to let me know what smoke comes out of that.
Definitely. We'd love to have you back on. You know, whenever you want to. It's been too long. It's been too long. And I know we've been talking about this for a while now, and I'm glad that we were able to make time for it. And I hope each and every one of you guys who watch this, you know, whether you're watching it on YouTube or Twitch, actually might drop it from Twitch since they want to take 50% cut. I ain't about that life. No, Twitch. I'm going to tell Twitch this, and I'm going to look, Twitch, look. Let me level with you, Twitch.
Oh,
Twitch better have my money.
You don't pay me enough. No. Oh God. Clip it, ship it. No.
So with that being said, Gothix, tell people where they can find you again, and if there's any projects you're working on, or if there's anything you want to leave the audience with. Let's go ahead. Let's go.
Now's my time to shine. Okay, y'all. So I am currently on twitch.tv/Gothix. If you want to see me there, I stream weekdays. My schedule's all over the place, but I'm a very experimental streamer. I like making new types of effects and scenes, and I like just like pushing the boundaries of things that you wouldn't normally find on Twitch. Like, I'm not really a gamer. I'm more of like an improv creator. Like, you'll have to see it. I have a talking robot, okay, that flies around. So like that should be an indication of how insane my channel is. But yeah, you can catch me on there. Gothix TV on Twitter or Instagram. As far as like what do I have planned in the future, I'm just trying to figure out what I want to do, like where I wanted to set myself as like a home base, because like it's definitely been on my mind for a little bit. And then, so after that, I don't know. I just want to keep trying all the things, because how do you know you're going to like something unless you actually try it, you know? So a few years ago, streaming wasn't even an option to me, and I took a chance on it. So now I want to see what else is out there, you know? Like, I started the podcast. What else, you know? I want to try everything.
Podcast.
Yeah, go listen to it. Go. It's on YouTube. /subtweet this. Go there. But yeah, as far as any other advice or something I can say, everyone be nice to each other. Don't be a dick. And if you see something on Twitter that you don't like, don't respond. So that easy. Mind your business.
This is true. You know the craziest thing is, I don't think I shared this with you, but my wife is a huge fan of yours.
Oh my God. Oh,
you are, and honestly, you're the reason why she got into streaming.
Stop.
No, that's serious. She's a huge fan of yours. And like, you know, when I initially reached out, because I reached out and I'm like, hey, you know, I'd love to, I caught your stuff back then. I was like, oh man, your stuff's good. I need to have her on the show. I need to talk to her. And then boom, here we go. Now we're friends. You know, it's crazy. I told my wife, I'm like, you should reach out to her, because my wife, she does gaming as well, but she's into like arts and crafts and stuff. Like, she makes candy masks. Like, if you give her a design, she'll make it like right then and there. She's very artistically gifted, and it's like you know, it's just crazy. I don't think I've ever shared that. I was like, yeah,
that's cool. Yeah, slide in my DMs. Hello.
But yeah, with that being said, people, links to all of Gothix's outlets are down below. Make sure you go subtweet this. It is a phenomenal podcast. If you haven't heard it, it's a prime directive. I'm gonna drop the link in the Discord so y'all can go and check it out. Y'all need to listen to it on Apple Podcasts, listen to it on Spotify, listen to it on every other outlet it's on, and watch it on YouTube. Make sure you leave a like, make sure you leave a comment because we need that feedback. That's the only way any of us as content creators, your feedback is so essential for us to grow and learn. Because if that's like anything, if I'm doing something wrong all the time and you don't tell me that I'm doing it wrong, I'm gonna keep doing it. Well, I mean, there could be that cognitive awareness, but I'm the type of motherfucker. I don't think like anything that comes out of my mouth, there's that brain to mouth filter. It doesn't fire for me. It's I contacted Walmart to see if I could replace it because you can take anything back to Walmart. I bought it from there, and I'm like, you know what? This brain to mouth filter isn't working. They're like, well, have you tried this? I tried it. It didn't work, and so it is what it is. But
that's why we need your feedback, fam. We need it.
Yeah. So, with that being said, people, if you enjoyed this episode, you caught this live stream, whether you're watching it on YouTube. Fuck Twitch. I ain't going over there. Y'all got my money. 50%. 50%. Anyways. You can catch this episode of the podcast. It will be up on let me see. I had a brain fart there. It will be up on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, Spotify, all the fucking things y'all see at the bottom of the screen right there. It's going to be on all them places on April 6th, first thing in the morning, Eastern Standard Time at 6 a.m. So make sure you catch it on all of those outlets. If you want to catch any streams, I do stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We're finishing up the Resident Evil series. When I get to playing Resident Evil 2 Remake, one of my best friends who is the voice actor and motion capture artist for Leon in Resident Evil 2 Remake will be streaming that with me, and that's going to be fun for you guys. We got a lot of more guests coming up. We got Stone Cold Steve Austin, we got Gary V, we got Batista, we got Bobby Lashley, Brock Lesnar. We got a lot of people coming for the podcast this year, so make sure you tune in, support if you want to. We got Patreon, we got channel memberships. Shout out to our new channel members. And with that being said, if y'all have the fucking good time, give me a hell yeah. Pineapple people for life. I will see y'all in the next one. And make sure you go and sub to Gothix because she's fucking phenomenal. That's my homegirl. If you fuck with my homegirl, I catch these hands. But with that being said, y'all have a great one. Hey, did you enjoy this episode of the Kasanova Podcast? Well, I'm sure you did. And since you did, and you're wondering where else you can find it on every podcasting outlet. Yes, that includes Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Launchpad DM by Podcast One, and so much more. And the only thing I ask of you is if you truly enjoyed it, even if you didn't enjoy it, please leave a rating and tell us what you thought of it, what you like, what you didn't like, and everything in between. And also, if you're looking for video formats of this podcast and many more, you'll be able to find them on youtube.com/Mekel Kasanova, as well as on twitch.tv/Mekel Kasanova, and new episodes every single Monday morning, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, with that being said, this is Mekel Kasanova, Hawaii's favorite YouTuber. I am signing out. You guys have a great one.